And welcome back to it. You're tuned in to the 8th wonder of the world, Phambili Thursday, Kanala SABC 1, Mzansi for sure. Uyayazi ukuthi every single Thursday, quarter to weekend, we always plug you guys with that one interesting career. And namhlanje, we are going into the world of coding. So mhlawumbe you want to be a coder, then this is the show for you. But we also have a question of the day, which is, what do you predominantly use computers for? Let us know. Hit us up. Phumla, skip on that side.
Yazi ukuthini Khethi ngifuna bakhulume nathi ngoba siyathanda ukuzwa ukuthi bathini ba communicate nathi bakhulume nathi kahle kahle. So guys, on Facebook it's YOTV, Instagram and Twitter it's YOTV Live. You can pop us an SMS at 36651 or an email at info@urbanbrew.co.za. Futhi uyazi ukuthi YOTV is all about plugging you guys. So we do have a competition out there. Go to our social media pages and go look for the video where our very own Queen of Talk, and then all you have to do is complete the lyrics and you might stand a chance ukuthi nawe uthole ithuba lokuthi yabo uwine ama awesome prizes yabo. So we are still sitting with our guests right here in studio and we want to learn more about the world of coding. So Thabile, what for you, what do you love about coding?
The most interesting part about coding is creating your own games and being creative. Like making your own creatives and sharing them with others.
You know the chomita long are they like, but Thabile, why urata coding is so like why urata English or I could be history? Are you the only person that actually does coding?
Yes, I am.
And then how did you find out about the coding thing?
The teacher told me about the school called Phumla CTC where people learn about technology, especially coding. So I decided to take part of it because I like playing games and I needed to create my own.
Yeah.
Okay.
Now, so obviously Thabile was the only person, well, one of the few that were actually exposed to coding in her school. Do you think that coding is something that should be taught in every school?
Yes, I would agree that it should be taught in every school because it teaches you a lot of the skills. So it teaches you how to be logical, it teaches you how to be creative, as well as critical thinking. So it gives the students the ability to think out of the box, which is very beneficial in the long term.
Okay, so if the school doesn't then offer coding, then where else can they actually go to learn about it?
Okay, so at our center we do provide those skills to students. We also do go around to other areas helping provide the skills to these students that do not have access to laptops, etc. So we do ourselves provide, and there are other colleges that also provide coding skills.
Awesome stuff. Guys, after this we're going to be chatting to Ms. Kwena about how she actually got into the world of coding and why she's so smart and pretty at the same time. What is it? But we're going to go to a quick insert to check out what our friend Kuhai has to say. Let's go.
Is it true that you can do coding without a computer, and how?
That is correct. So this is now where your computational thinking comes into play. If you have any paper and a pen, you can code. That means that I will be able to give you a set of instructions. You need to follow those instructions in order for something to work. So even if I'm communicating to you as a teacher, as I'm a teacher and I'm talking to you, I would tell you do this and this and this. If you do it in the correct manner, your program will work. That means that if you take instructions and place them on your laptop or computer, it will give you the ability to create that program. So it starts off with the basics of knowing how to take instructions in order to put it into play. I can give you an example. Okay, so I would like you to draw your monster on a piece of paper. Okay, so now you're going to draw a small box on your piece of paper. Okay, so just draw a small, not very small, maybe medium size. In this box you have other monsters. Okay, how do you plan on fitting your monster into this box? Remember, it's a very small box. Okay.
By cutting it down.
How do you cut it down? So remember, you need to keep your monster scary. So you need to decompose your monster. So you're going to cut it, right? Okay, how are you going to cut it?
Putting it in piece by piece.
Okay, you're going to cut it, putting it in by piece. This is a very different example, but by you using this example will tell you that using or communicating with your computer, you need to be very specific. Okay, if you do not open something or if you do not write a code in a specific manner, it will not give you the opportunity to create or do whatever you want it to do. Do we understand?
Yeah.
Okay. So what you did was you did a step-by-step process on how to create a monster and how to place it into the box by opening the box. Okay. So this is an example of coding using a pen and paper.
Okay, so from that video, we basically learned that coding on a piece of paper actually like involves a lot of problem solving, because you had to like decode and also we want to like know more about coding in terms of like school level. Let's say Arifa, they want to take code, like they want to go into the coding world in the future. So what subjects can they take at school?
Okay, so we have our STEM subjects, which involve science, technology, engineering, and mathematics, which we already know that schools provide science, technology, and mathematics, which it will be beneficial for the students to take those subjects because then they know what they're up against.
Sure.
Okay,
Wow.
okay.
Ms. Kwena, I want to know, how did you, end up in the world of science and coding? Because whenever I hear coding, I just think, see, So how did you actually end up in that career path?
So, it's strange. What I love about coding and technology is that it's such a broad field that you don't actually have to study computer science to be in the tech world. So for me, I didn't study computer science. I actually studied accounting. But, I found myself falling in love with technology because of all the benefits it can give us as society, right? So if we have more people that can code, we can actually start to solve problems.
Definitely.
Guys, you know about COVID, right? We were all on lockdown. How did people continue to work and do school? They use technology. So for me, it's such a great enabler to be able to solve the real problems that are happening in the world, and that's why I'm so passionate about it. And I'm also passionate about girls coming into tech, right?
Right.
Because I feel like whenever you think of a coder, the geek that you see in your mind is not necessarily like a girl.
Yeah.
And I think there's such opportunities for girls like Phambili to come in and, make an impact and like rule the world as coders and technologists. And for me, that's kind of the passion that I have, right?
All right.
Changing the world for young people.
Yeah.
Changing the world for the better.
Yeah.
And just creating those great opportunities.
Awesome. Now let's actually talk about a day-to-day in your life, right? So you wake up, wow, besides like watching YOTV at 3:30, how does your day look like?
So for me, my role is a little bit different. So I think the nice thing that I mentioned about the tech world is that there are so many different roles, right? So coding is one, but for me, my role is to enable the future coders, right? So I'm part of programs that are run by SAP, which is the company that I work for, around working with organizations like SAP Africa to actually get more kids, more girls into the coding field.
Nice, beautiful.
So there's a program that we run with organizations like SAP Africa called Africa Code Week, which is it's actually the largest digital literacy programs in Africa. And just to give you a glimpse of how big this program is, right? We work across the continent. In 2019, we enabled about 4 million kids across Africa with those coding skills. So my job is to just come in and work as a big company, because we believe we have a role to play in terms of upskilling the next coders, the next, tech superstars, and working with organizations like SAP Africa to do that.
You guys are tuning into Phambili Thursday, and we are learning about decoding. But for now, let's go to a quick ad break.
Yo, yo, yo.